We're talking Phineas and Ferb today. More specifically, though, Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz. We are all familiar with his emotionally scarring backstories. They're hilarious. But what if I told you there's one specifically that's worse than all the others? Now I know what you're thinking. Which one? We can't narrow down just one. It's just a cartoon. Nobody cares. Well, yes, I can narrow down one, and none of you are expecting which one. That's because it's not a backstory at all. It's actually a front story. It's a current story. It's happening when the show happens, which at this point, since the show takes place in like 2008, maybe, then technically to us it is a backstory, with the exception of the last episode, and maybe the new episode's coming next year. Okay, so I guess it is a backstory. So, sit back, relax, and hear me out. Also, go check out my channel if this interests you, and make sure to subscribe. I try uploading a random theory every Sunday, a shorter length video for my Crackpot Conspiracy Corner series every Friday, and if a pop culture show I'm interested in is airing, I'll try uploading an extra video a week, usually a day before the new episode. Alright, so, in the series, Doofenshmirtz is just going about his business making crazy inventions paid for by his ex-wife's alimony money. You know, all things we already know. Alright, stay with me here. Doof wants to create some sort of chaos, right? Yeah, his plans never work as intended, and that's due to his poor planning and Perry intervening, plus the self-destruct buttons as well. But his inventions always work. One way or another, they work nonetheless, and could cause actual irreparable damage. But it's fine, since they always get destroyed. Right? Well, in the movie Across the Second Dimension, we see that the OWCA, the organization without a cool acronym, is having Perry scan Doof's inventions so they can recreate them and study them, and by extension, study Doof. They're constantly keeping tabs on him too, since Major Monogram always knows what Doof is doing before sending Perry after him. They are clearly monitoring him. Well, the OWCA is a government organization, which means the government is monitoring Doofenshmirtz to see how his mind works, to see his inventions, to see what he's capable of. Now, where have I seen that before? Ah yes. You see, the actual, real-life American government did something similar way back between 1953 and 1973. You might have heard of it. It was called Project MK-Ultra. The government, specifically the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, would bring people in, usually inmates and prisoners, and conduct some illegal experimentation on them. They would pump these people full of drugs and try to sway them into confessing. They were using drugs on people and would study the outcome in an attempt at drug-induced mind control. So, in Phineas and Ferb, we have a covert government organization sending spies to influence people and study them. And in real life, we have a covert government organization pumping people full of drugs to influence them and study them. The animal agents in Phineas and Ferb are symbolic of the drugs used. Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz is a victim of MK-Ultra, constantly being monitored by the government for their nefarious purposes. Now, I know what else you're gonna say. Oh, that doesn't work because the OWCA doesn't use mind control on the show, but Doof does. You see, we see it in the musical Cliptastic Countdown episode, as well as the Brain Drain episode, and again in the Bubble Boys episode. The OWCA are the good guys. They would never try mind control. And that's a fair point. If it wasn't completely wrong. Because at the end of Across the Second Dimension, we see Major Monogram be all too willing to use the Amnesia-inator to wipe Doof's mind along with all of the kids present. The Amnesia-inator that was built by Doof, that the organization scanned and rebuilt to study it. But leave your thoughts and theories in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.